Politicians and famous people are known to have attempts made on their life for various reasons. Most of these rebels and activists are known to use guns, bombs, and even samurai swords to communicate their message throughout the world. But here in Australia, they do things a little different. Come and join me on a quest to find a few of these Australian rebels. Warning, do not attempt. Our first rebel is a man who viciously attacked a CEO for a political statement. But not just any CEO, Mr. Alan Joyce, frontman for Qantas and openly gay man. Alan was at a breakfast talking in front of about 500 people that day. Enter Tony Overhue, man of God, retired farmer, assassin? Well, wannabe assassin. You see, Tony loved God so much that even the thought of two men being together and in love caused him uncontrollable, unspeakable rage inside of him. But what could he do? Just not watch? Avoid areas where you see openly gay people attend? Vote no on the upcoming gay marriage vote? No! Impossible. Tony decided to do what any reasonable man would do and attempt to perform a public gay conversion therapy via pie to the face on Mr. Joyce. I guess Tony's reason was that he saw Alan as king of the gays, so his logic was that if he showed just how rational and reasonable Christian extremists could be, surely he would have no choice but to repent his gay ways, thus resulting in every other gay man down the homosexual hierarchy becoming a straight-edge Christian man just like Tony. Simple logic, really. Sadly, it wasn't that simple. Tony was arrested and had to appear in court, was given a hefty fine, banned from ever flying again, and exiled from his church, ironically enough. Mission failed. May 8th, 2013, Australian politician Julia Gillard enters Lynham High School to meet with the principal and some of the staff, but little did she know that some of the students had other, more heinous intentions for our glorious PM. Upon entering the high school, she was swamped with kids. Most were wanting to meet their hero, the first female Prime Minister in Australian history, but what lurked in the shadows was what no one saw coming. Then it happened, the assassin took strike, hitting the PM directly in the face with a tactical salami and cheese sandwich his mum made him the night before. It only took moments for his security team to take action. Well, actually, sources have stated they couldn't reach Miss Gillard because they couldn't get past the kids. Perfect plan indeed. Executed like a professional. The sandwich assassin, who goes by the name of Carl, was immediately apprehended and was given the harsh sentence of 15 straight days of school suspension. Progress always demands a price. The alleged sandwich activist has maintained his innocence since his sentence, claiming he accidentally knocked a weapon out of another counterpart's hands. But wait. The uprising wasn't quelled just yet. Later that month, yet another sandwich was thrown at Miss PM in a different high school, but they missed their target. The failed assassin is still at large to this day. A famous saying is, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, and this rings true in our next story. Will Colony attended a public speech for Senator Fraser Anning down in Melbourne. He didn't look out of place at the time, just another face in the crowd. But what soon followed would make history. As the Australian senator spoke and addressed the public, this keen assassin, master of the shadow, trained in the art of the kangaroo, used his expert covert skills to just casually walk up behind the politician in full view of his security and on live TV. He landed egg square on top of Mr. Anning's head. The attack left the senator in a blind rage, punching the kid twice in the head as security rushed to intervene. In a few short seconds, the whole thing was over, and that was that. Due to the whole thing being caught on live TV, the internet went wilder than a dingo when it sees an unattended stroller in the outback. A GoFundMe was set up in his honor to cover his legal fees and buy more eggs. All charges were dropped, and the current PM at the time gave him a full public pardon. But his goodwill didn't end there, and the $100,000 he got donated to his cause was then donated again by him directly into charity. A lover of poultry and charity. Now that's a deadly combination. So there you have it, an overview of our special forces and their weapons of choice. But pies, eggs, and salami sandwiches aren't the only thing they have at their disposal. The glass bottle is a popular choice also. So the next time you see an Australian sitting quietly eating, beware, for he may just be waiting to strike his next victim. Thank you for watching.